easy-to-book packages. Expedia, made to travel.
It's time to talk about
everything at the Get Serious About Sleep event, only at Sleep Country.
Your sleep will thank me.
The season-long race for the Fortnite North American Swing of PGA Tour America. His name here. He's turning heads out here. Pushing drivers out here. Before he was on the road to victory, future stars play on PGA Tour Americas. Follow the action all season long.
You've got a Pepto predicament, Ace. You over. When you overdo it, undo it.
for a miracle? Here it is.
It's Medal Round Saturday at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. Canada, they take on Finland for bronze, while the United States, they go for gold, taking on Sweden. That'll be TSN 1 for Canada and Finland, and TSN 3 for Sweden versus the United States. As we welcome you into the studio, DZ and Dave Reed here with you. So Canada's bid for a fourth straight gold medal, that ended yesterday with a loss to the United States in the shootout. With more on that, here is Gord Miller and Craig Button.
Ty Lawrence has taken the road less traveled from Fredericton, New Brunswick to Muskegon in the United States Hockey League. And now he's become maybe the most trusted player for this Canadian coaching staff.
Yeah, all you got to do is watch how a coach uses a player. And Mathieu Turcotte uses Ty Lawrence in every single situation. And more importantly, Ty Lawrence excels in every single situation. In the semifinal game versus the USA, he had chances to end the game, but he was such a big factor in the game. And when you watch his game, you can project that he is going to be a player that coaches are going to love in the NHL. We use the term play the right way. Ty Lawrence plays the right way at a highly competitive level.
Both these teams coming off very disappointing semifinal losses. They both went into those games perfect on the penalty kill, and both teams allowed 2 power play goals in their losses.
Some shakeups to Canada's projected lineup here. Carson Carl's out on the defensive end, while Oakville's Callum Croskery comes in to replace him. Rousseau will sit, and Cooper Williams comes in, while the Rucks have been split up there from their line with Marcus Preston. So, Dave, obviously Canada not playing for the medal that they would have wanted to in this tournament, but equally as important, it's about player development and seeing some of this progression from these players. Out of all the players on Team Canada, who's kind of stood out to you the most?
I've enjoyed watching Landon Dupont in this tournament. It's the first time that I've had the opportunity to really watch game after game after game of Landon Dupont. And as the exceptional status player jumped in the WHL last season, he's been absolutely dynamic. He's an underage at this tournament. At 15 years old last year, he scored 60 points in 64 games, setting records in the WHL. His vision, his ability to make plays, his ability to elude defenders, is really what separates him from everybody else. He's thinking offense all the time, and as a young player, his skating ability gets him to where he's at. And as a young player, the way he can just understand where the game's going, understand what's going to happen next. He always seems to be one step ahead. He's going to grow into some size. He's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger. But in this tournament, he has been fantastic on the back end, creating plays from his own end, creating plays in the offensive zone, and he's just been a lot of fun to watch.
Well, the United States, they got the better of Canada yesterday in the semifinals. Well, here is their projected lineup in the gold medal game versus Sweden. It is unchanged. Clearly they like what they saw versus Team Canada there. With more, here's Victor Finley and Frankie Corrado.
Well, Frankie, Blake Zielinski has really been a player that's emerged as one of the best, cream of the crop in this Hlinka Gretzky tournament.
Now 8 points throughout the course of this tournament, and has been a shooter and has had a lot of success shooting the puck, scoring goals. Of course, scored another goal last game against Canada, and now 4 goals in the tournament. But the ability to get his shot off has been something that has been really noticeable. It's one thing to be able to shoot the puck. If you have a little bit of time at this age, of course, you can put it past the goalie. You can show that you have a little bit of a twisted wrist shot, a good one-timer. But the fact that he can get it on his stick and off his stick in such a hurry with such great velocity just goes to show you how good of a shooter he is. And in a game against Sweden where it could be 1 goal is the difference, you will look to a guy like Blake Zielinski to find you that extra goal.
Brock Besser has the all-time single tournament record for goals by a USA skater at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. That was 6 goals for Besser, so Zielinski would need 2 in the gold medal final today to tie.
Well, after scoring the game-tying goal versus Finland there, Marcus Nordmark, he went ahead and scored the game winner. He leads the tournament in goals so far. A pretty important player for Sweden emerging in the ranks.
There's no question. The team's got 28 goals through 4 games. They've been filling the net. Nordmark has 12 points so far in the tournament. That shows the importance of Marcus Nordmark for Sweden. Look back at his season last year. In 24-25, he played 48 games and he had scored 36 goals. That's a pretty good average. Well, guess what? In 25-26, he's already started with 4 games and 7 goals. He's big, he's strong, he's got speed, he wants to get to the net. He's a couple goals shy of a tournament record, which is 9, and he has got 7. He's 1 point shy of a tournament record in points. He's a dynamic player. He's having a tremendous tournament. If the U.S. is planning on a gold medal, taking a gold medal home, they better be prepared to shut number 12 down. All the offense goes through number 12 in yellow, and I would suspect in this game he's going to elevate his game even more.
Well, it's been 18 years since Sweden won gold. The only team waiting more than the opponent that they got in this, the U.S. They haven't won since 2003. We will have the action from both games when we come back.
The 2025 Hlinka Gretzky Cup on TSN is presented by TELUS, now offering pure fiber internet across Canada. By Esso, from the Esso Medals program to representing Team Canada, Esso is dedicated to Canada's game. And by Tim Hortons, try the new iced lattes, now whipped for a smoother taste.
Good whole wheat shreddies. But wait, warm cinnamon. Velvety vanilla? Cinnamon vanilla flavored shreddies. Same great square. New delicious flavor.
Most men will develop symptoms of BPH. To reduce these symptoms, try Super Beta Prostate. Finally, less urges to urinate. Super Beta Prostate. Find it at these fine retailers.
This summer, we're going all in on 100 years in Canada with the Ram 0% sales event. The Ram 1500 takes 0 shortcuts on luxury or power. And as the 7-time winner of Motor Trend Truck of the Year, it leaves 0 doubt as to what truck you should be driving. For more demanding jobs, there's the all-new Ram Heavy Duty. Get 0% financing for 72 months on both the 2025 Ram 1500 and Ram 2500. Offer ends September 2nd.
It's the medal round day at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup, and we take you to Canada versus Finland for bronze.
Two teams coming off disappointing semifinal losses. Matthew Turcotte's Team Canada beaten in a shootout by the United States. And they'll turn back to Gavin Betts, who took his first loss in that semifinal matchup. He's got a .926 save percentage in the tournament. And for the Finns, with a 5-2 lead midway through the third period of their semifinal game against Sweden. Wound up being an overtime loss for William Gamels and company. Gamels allowed 5 goals on 34 shots in that game. The Swiss scored an empty netter late to tie it. And Ty Lawrence and Team Canada will try to reel it back in. Canada has won medals in 6 straight appearances at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. Canada did not compete in 2021, did not send a team to Europe during the COVID outbreak. Canada's last Hlinka Gretzky Cup without a medal was in 2016. The Finns, meantime, have 1 medal in their last 11 appearances here. That was a bronze in 2022. They've lost 4 bronze medal games in those 11 years. Canada won the preliminary round meeting 5-3, was tied 2-2 after 1. And taking a while to get the center ice faceoff organized. And Keaton Verhoff, the Canadian captain, is back to pick it up. His next stop will be the University of North Dakota in Grand Forks. There'll be a 17-year-old freshman there this fall. Anthony Ernan, one of the twin brothers playing for this Finnish team. Canada has the Ruck twins, Marcus and Liam. And it's picked free by Callum Croskery, making his tournament debut in place of Karsten Karls, who was hurt in the semifinal loss to the United States. So Croskery, native of Oakville, Ontario, played for the Chicago Steel of the United States Hockey League last year. Into the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds next season. Picked up along the boards and brought back out by Mathis Preston, and across the line he comes, but the play is offside.
Matthew Turcotte wants to see the team play with some initiative and be quick and be fast. He felt that they were a little bit tentative in the first 2 periods of the semifinal game, and He said the sting of losing should be enough of an incentive to really try to get that bad taste out of their mouths and find a way to win a bronze medal.
Verhoff, long point shot, and that's gloved by Gamos, who plays for Tapara Tampere, their under-18 program. He was the top goalie in the Finnish under-18 league last year.
Quick play across, and Verhoff very decisive, gets the puck directed to the net. Diorio maybe trying to get a stick on it for a deflection.
Strange tournament for the Finns, who had a knee knocker against the Swiss. They lost 4-3, had the lead in that game, and then of course the 5-2 lead halfway through the third period. Moments after they took the 5-2 lead, they took a 5-minute major that went to Juha Suominen, and the Swedes scored twice on that 5-minute power play, scored again late to tie it, and then won the game in overtime. That sent them to the gold medal game today against the United States, and they have scored 10 seconds in the gold medal game to take a 1-0 lead. Jackson Rudolph plays it in, and it's hard to reel things back in after a disappointing semifinal loss, but ask anyone who's played in one of these, way better to win one than to lose one.
International hockey, there's 2 winners on the last day. You would like to be one of them. It's disappointing, obviously, when you're playing in the bronze medal match, but find a way to dig in and find a way to get a medal.
Up to center ice, that's chipped ahead by J.C. Lemieux, and a penalty coming here. It's going against Finland. It'll be an interference call, and Canada gets an early power play here in the first period.
And that's really good initiative by J.C. Lemieux. Lemieux puts the puck behind the Finnish defender, and then he's skating. He forces that defender to interfere with him and draws the penalty. That's exactly the type of initiative that Matthew Turcotte was looking for from his group. How can they take advantage on the power play? Had some opportunities early in the game versus the USA in the semifinal, but weren't able to capitalize.
They've got one late. Ty Lawrence scored a power play goal in the third period as Canada came back to tie it. Canada 2 for 12 on the power play in the tournament. Finns were perfect on the penalty kill until the game against Sweden. Those 2 third period power play goals allowed the Swedes back in the game.
It's interesting. 2 teams that were perfect on the penalty kill heading into their respective semifinals. Canada and Finland got burned by their penalty kill. Just wasn't good enough.
Ty Lawrence, who scored that power play goal, up ahead for Preston. Mathis Preston comes streaking in. Out there with the Ruck twins. And here's Lawrence with it. Feeds it down to Marcus Ruck. Back at the point to Ryan Lynn. Lynn in for Lawrence. Moves it and shoots. That's off a skate. And that hit the boot of Ellis Urunen and goes up and out of play. Lawrence will go back to Muskegon of the USHL this coming season. They won the Clark Cup championship last year. He was the playoff MVP. He says he feels like they've got a good team there. He likes the situation.
Big announcement from the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Pat Maroon is going to join the coaching staff with the Muskegon Lumberjacks. 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Great opportunity for those kids to learn from Patrick, an awesome guy.
Well, the stories on the bus will be legendary. DuPont plays it up ahead, and it's knocked away by Gamel. Chipped by Verhoff. 50 seconds to go on the Canadian power play. And these teams are familiar with each other, Craig, as you point out from the Youth Olympics last year.
In January of 2024.
Walking right in, a hard shot. Taken by Valentini, is gloved by Gamel.
Yeah, in Korea, like Youth Olympic Games, you know, every 4 years they have the hockey tournament. Canada and Finland played in a bronze medal game. Finland won in a shootout, 5-4. 26 of the players that participated in that game are here today. Indicators of what future potential may look like.
This tournament again is for players born in 2008 or later. Primarily players eligible for next year's draft. Gavin McKenna is a late 2007, so not eligible to be here. Canada has won 2009. It's this player, Landon DuPont. Works it across the line. The play is offside. Canada has 2 late 2008 players as well. Dima Zhilkin and backup goalie Carter Esler will have to wait till the 2027 draft to be picked.
I know you remember this. Pavel Datsyuk would talk about he would talk like we need support, and he'd go, get the players away from me. When Landon Dupont has the puck, like Zilkin, just stay away from him. He's going to get you the puck. Don't come to him. Pavel Datsyuk hated the whole thing about puck support, because that just brings other defenders near me. I can beat one, maybe two.
His theory was the best puck support is when he had it.
Yeah.
Fairhoff. Zhilkin moves it and shoots it through the traffic. Almost makes the stop. 2 shots on goal in that power play. Keeps it back even strength as Fairhoff shoots, rebound, loose in front. And Valentini couldn't reach it. Ollie Walrus moves out ahead, and that pass ahead for Oscar Hemming, who has scored in every game for the Finns, is knocked away. Oliver Suvanto plays that back for Eli Urinen. That long shot blocked in front. It was Oliver Suvanto, number 13, who hit Canada's J.C. Lemieux in the first game, and that knocked Lemieux out of that game in the next one, and Lemieux's out there now. Oscar Hemming, younger brother of Emil Hemming, who was a first-round pick of Dallas last year. That's knocked away. The U.S. and Sweden now tied at 1. Levi Harper has scored for the United States. And J.C. Lemieux drops it back for Daxon Rudolph. Ryan Lynn, lead pass for Cooper Williams. And now Rudolph knocks it down for Fitzgerald, walking in, plays it back across, they score! Rudolph feeds Cooper Williams, and Canada takes a 1-0 lead, 5.5 minutes in.
Well, Rudolph's right up on the play. Initiative, play on your toes, creates the turnover, and then Colin Fitzgerald is the recipient of that play. And then you watch how Cooper Williams goes right to the net. Good play there by Williams. Stick down, just redirect past Gambles, but playing on your toes, that's exactly what Daxon Rudolph is able to do. Colin Fitzgerald spots the wide open Cooper Williams, who did not play in the semifinal game. It's a good way to make your presence known right off the bat.
His first goal of this tournament. He was second in rookie scoring in the Western League last year. He'll go to North Dakota in 2027, one of 6 players on this Canadian roster who was already committed to a U.S. school within the next 2 years. Of course, that was the major change in junior and college hockey last year when the NCAA ruled that players who have played major junior in the CHL are eligible to play in the NCAA. And how that's going to sort itself out is one of the biggest questions in the sport. Julius Suominen moves in, and the talented young defenseman for Finland is turned away by Betts. Canada 1-0 here in the first period.
Here we go. Group A or Group B?
2A, 1B. Allergies. Bees.
Next kid.
Hey.
Application is done. Just waiting for the submit window. Whatever happens, I love you.
Oh my gosh, I'm feeling good about this.
They're in. Oh, yes.
We're cable internet connection. We're not in.
When the stakes are high, why rely on cable internet? Switch to TELUS Pure Fiber, Canada's most reliable internet technology.
Right now, get up to 30% off your orders with DoorDash. Take your taste buds on a sweet vacay. Make it rain ramen. Show a BLT some TLC. And dig into that pizza drip. Get it all delivered with DoorDash. Your door to savoring summer.
Sleep Country provides personalized pillow fittings to help you find the perfect one. For a limited time, buy one featured pillow and get a second pillow for free. Only at Sleep Country.
A look at the goal by Cooper Williams. 21 goals in 68 games last year for Saskatoon in the Western Hockey League, a native of Calgary. He'll go to North Dakota in 2027.
You know what's interesting about this, too, about with players now, you know, at 18 years old going to the NCAA, it changes the calculus for CHL teams in terms of trading players.
Right.
Right? Like, you know, trying to load up. Clark Caswell, who played in Swift Current, you know, Bruce Hamilton was interested in getting him into Kelowna, and then Clark is going to Denver. He's a Seattle Kraken draft pick. He was the captain in Swift Current last year. So there's an example of somebody that absolutely would help the Kelowna Rockets, but now it's trying to strengthen your team. Not possible with that player.
Kelowna, the host for the upcoming Memorial Cup. Well, the other question, too, is it's not a one-way street. Players can leave college and go back to junior, too. Yeah. So if it's not working out in college, you can always go back to junior, which has happened lots in the past. Lawrence plays that across and just missed by Belchez. Charlie Coyle did that years ago. Wraparound try by Lawrence. And that's gloved by Gamels.
Well, if you think about the London Knights, so the London Knights are a real top team, right? They've been in OHL final 3 years ago, Memorial Cup final 2 years ago. They win the Memorial Cup this year. But like Sam O'Reilly, who got just traded to Tampa, you would think that Sam O'Reilly would be a player that they would look to move. Porter Martone, if Mississauga isn't capable of winning, he would move. But you can't move a player now that's playing at Michigan State.
Right. Savanto brings it back in. He apologized to JC Lemieux, found him after the game and apologized for that hit from behind that knocked Lemieux out. There was no penalty on the play. Here's Verhoff with it, trying to throw that back in front. And DiOrio moves it back in the corner. Chipped back in by Oli Volrus, who plays for TPS Turku's under-20 team. Finland's really worked on its junior program in recent years to strengthen the under-20 and under-18 league. And DiOrio comes in and Gamels makes the stop on that.
Well, strengthening your development model, your feeder system is key. There's, you know, we talked about the NHL. A little look at DiOrio there, quick release, and Gamels has to be really sharp. But we talked about the development model, and your development model isn't just for the NHL. The league in Finland is a good league, and you want to have the best quality of players that aren't going to advance to the NHL being part of your league as well.
Here's Lemieux with it. JC Lemieux played that. Had now a chance for a 2-on-1 for the Finns as Mikko Lehtonen's busting in. He's broken up by Rudolph. Lehtonen centers it. And that's swept away by Betts as Vilho Vanatalo was looking for the loose puck. He scored against Canada in the first meeting. And Lemieux chips it back down to the finish zone. Lehtonen scored against Canada as well. Finland got to the gold medal game of the World Junior last year after a couple of down years on almost every level internationally for the men. In fact, the 23 and 24 seasons were the first time in more than 25 years that the Finns didn't win a medal at any of the top 3 men's tournaments. Very unusual for them.
It speaks to down times.
Penalty coming to the Finns again as here's Pantelis, plays that back across. Here's Verhoff with it. The extra skater comes on. It's Lawrence. Verhoff walks out of the corner and shoots. Gamels has lost his goal stick. And Valentini goes back to center ice to regroup. Goes it back across for Jorgis Pantelis, the Victoria native, plays for Brandon in the Western Hockey League. Lawrence lifts that wide as Valentini comes in and pokes at it. And now finally the Finns touch up, and with 10:45 to go in the period, Canada's going back to the power play.
You recall this, Gord, a lot of people wouldn't, but a number of years ago when Sweden was really struggling, a number of their former national team players, stars, Anders Hedberg to name one, wrote a letter, an open letter that appeared widely in Sweden, criticizing their development model, criticizing how things were unfolding in Sweden, said they had to improve. And certainly when you have quality people like Anders et al. pushing the envelope, it was an impetus for some significant change in Finland.
At the 2003 World Junior Championship in Halifax, Sweden narrowly avoided relegation. I mean, narrowly. It took, they need some help from the Swiss in the relegation tournament to survive, and that caused them to really rethink their program, which was so systems-based. And one of the things that the Finns led the way in was reducing the size of their ice surface. Mathis Preston feeds it across to Lawrence, trying to center it. And the pass is broken up and brought up by Savanto. Oliver Savanto peels back to buy some more time. Finds Piparinen and shoots. That deflects wide. Juho Piparinen has been terrific for the Finns in this tournament.
Gord, I'll make a statement now. He might be the second best defenseman in the NHL draft after Verhoff. He's that good. 25 minutes a night, does it all.
6'3", 203 he's listed at already.
Yeah. Can skate, can play all the heavy situations. He's a good player.
Turned 17 on Monday. Lynn across to Preston. 45 seconds to go in the power play. Lawrence shoots. He fired that wide. Now Preston back on it. Preston, little spinorama. Slides it back across to Lawrence with a shot, and that's blocked away by Alalori. It was Alalori who scored the goal to make it 5-2 Finland against the Swedes in the semifinal yesterday. Lynn feeds it back across. Marcus Ruck back in front for his twin brother Liam. And he's turned away point blank by Gamos.
Really good power play with puck movement. Getting open, being ready for the next puck, and a really good save here. Preston puts the puck below, little tip past Liam to Marcus, and then back to Liam, and Gamos has to be really sharp there. But the puck movement opens up opportunities, and a really great example there by Canada on the power play.
The gold medal game is tied at 2, 6.5 minutes in. The Swedes have played high event hockey in this tournament so far. Teams are back to even strength. It's brought in by Savanto. One shot for Canada on the power play. Remains a 1-0 lead. Verhoff moves it back around for DuPont. Valrus back in across the line, but Belchez stepped into him. A race for it. Valentini moving in, but moving back is Max Latikainen to pick it up. Latikainen's dad, Arttu, was drafted by the Rangers in '99, never came over. He spent 24 years in pro hockey in Finland and Sweden. 8:03 to go here in the first period. 1-0. Canada leads.
Hey, I need a hot and ready pizza. I'm racing against the clock. Thanks.
Where are you? Walk in for your hot and ready favorites, like a Little Caesars pepperoni pizza for only $7.99 every day. Hot and ready.
Your liver impacts your metabolism, digestion, immunity, detoxification, and so much more.
So what are you doing to help support your liver? Millions trust Active Liver to help protect their liver so they can feel their best. Support your liver every day with Active Liver from New Nordic.
Cock-a-doodle, ooh. It's high-fiber Kellogg's cereal. So how high in fiber is it exactly? Very. It says it right there on the box. Kellogg's. Nourish your great.
On the iPad, Matthew Turcotte working it hard on the bench. Mathis Preston looking, paying attention. Matthew trying to give some direction on what they can do. The Finns using the old whiteboard,
there you go.
wiping it with their hand.
There you go. The Finns have always been a traditional people.
It's so fascinating because the players are so visual now, and you know the technology that's available to them, available to the coaches.
But it's so funny.
See things
after goals are scored in the NHL now. All the players on the bench are looking up at the scoreboard to see the replay. All the coaches behind the bench are looking down to look at their monitor.
Well, after a goal or a penalty, they're looking down. Right? Like there's going to be some neck problems in the future for some of the coaches.
Diorio moves out ahead. You think back in the days of the late Roger Nielsen, Captain Video, dubbing VHS tapes. By the time he was done, they were so grainy you could barely see which team was which on them. It's come a long way. And now, in a lot of cases, in the NHL and in junior as well on the bus, you can watch all your shifts on the tablet.
It's unbelievable, again, the technology to pull players, all the shifts.
In comes Diorio, 2-on-1. And that pass goes in behind Callum Croskery. A long point shot. Stopped by Gamels. Croskery hustling back forward. 7 to go here in the opening period. Canadian players and their families will make their way home tomorrow some way, somehow. As that pass is picked off and put high by Mikko Vatius. That long point shot from Suominen went high and wide. Kept at the other point by Piparinen. 16 points in 40 games for Piparinen as a 16-year-old in the Finnish U20 League. That pass just missed in behind J.C. Lemieux.
Yeah, and did it as a 16-year-old.
Williams goes up to an open wing, and Rantanen fell. That gave Lemieux a chance to burst in, and J.C. Lemieux goes after it. Knocked out by DuPont. His dad Mickey has been here this week, former Western Hockey League Defenseman of the Year. At a time when small defensemen were not welcome in the NHL. They're not nearly as welcome as they are now. Mickey was a terrific player.
He sure was. So smart, great vision.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, good puck skills. He could thread the needle, Mickey. And he was so calm and poised.
Pantelis plays it back across to Verhoff. Belchez goes after it. Break free for Lawrence, walking out. He moves back in and slides that wide. Verhoff back with it. Ty Lawrence gains the puck in behind the goal. Lawrence spins back. Feeds it back across for Verhoff. Drops it back for Pantelis. Pantelis for Verhoff. Moves it and shoots. It goes off a skate. And lifted back out by Viljo Kakkonen. 5 of these Canadian players won gold at the IHF Under-18 tournament last spring. And that extended a streak for Canadian men. 6 straight years with a gold medal at one of the World Championship, the World Junior, or the Under-18.
It was the first time Canada had won back-to-back gold medals at the U18. And certainly
Liam Ruck lays it ahead for Mathis Preston.
having players available is going to help you, and they had a lot of good ones.
Duke on a long shot that's punched away by Gamels. Now centered back in front. Liam Ruck couldn't connect on that pass from Valentini. Brought back by Volrus. Volrus ran out of room, tried to wrap around and rolled off his stick, and now picked up by Kallio. Plays it back, and Suominen fanning the shot. DuPont back with it. Up for Preston. Lehtinen. Kicked free by Lynn. And Valentini looks ahead for Bowie. Bowie, who drew into the lineup when Lemieux had to leave with the injury, drops that back, and the shot by Chartrand is kicked away by Gamels. Piparinen moved that puck ahead, but racing back is Chartrand to pick it up. And picked up by Renek. Centering pass just missed Vanatalo. Batches takes the return pass and shoots, and a good stop there by Gavin Betts. Beckham Edwards can't clear it out. And a scoop back up by Lauri Rantanen. Rantanen plays for the Pelicans Lahti in Finland's SM Liiga, their top league, and they narrowly avoided getting bounced down to the Mestis, the second league. They played Jokerit Helsinki. Jokerit won the Mestis, so the top team in Mestis plays the bottom team in the SM Liiga to see who's going to be in the top league the next year. And Lahti won that series. Jokerit Helsinki was readmitted to Finnish professional hockey 2 years ago after leaving the KHL, but they were in limbo for a couple of years. Their under-18 program and their under-20 program were operating during that time. There's a large shot by Eli Uvinen, and the stop is made by Betts, and now sticks get up as Torkey was into it with Verhoff. 1-0 Canada leads here in the first period.
Oh no! Leaks can be scary. But with Gorilla Waterproof Patch and Seal, fixing them doesn't have to be. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Your liver impacts your metabolism, digestion, immunity, detoxification, and so much more.
So what are you doing to help support your liver? Millions trust Active Liver. With high-quality ingredients like milk thistle and turmeric extracts, New Nordic's Active Liver helps protect your liver every day.
Dinner differently at Tim's with value-packed $8.99 dinner deals. First, pick your main, like a cheesy flatbread pizza, a satisfying supreme stack, or a seriously loaded wrap. Then, add a delicious side and a drink. Combo your way with so many tasty, freshly prepared options for just $8.99. Now that's a real dinner deal. You're invited to dinner at Tim's from 5 to 11 p.m.
Back here in Brno, Czechia, one of the host cities of this 2025 Hlinka Gretzky Cup. Trenčín, Slovakia is the other.
Great scoring chance there for Valchus. Piparainen playing down low. Makes a really good, aware, alert play. And this is the after effects. A little bit of pushing, shoving.
Face-off not done fairly. For a number of these Canadian players, training camp begins next week in the CHL.
Yannick Lemay, who's part of the management group here, he said he missed rookie camp in the first 2 days of his regular camp in Drummondville, so they start a little bit earlier in Quebec.
Niels Uronen plays that back across. The long point shot by Samu Alalari is stopped.
Quebec starts a little bit earlier because of the school system in the province of Quebec, the CJEP system. So they start a little bit earlier. Cooper Williams was telling me he's heading to Saskatoon on the 24th of August, so that's 8 days.
It's a long year in your draft year, and not everyone realizes it. This begins the scouting season. So there's this training camp, this tournament. Then you go back to your club team, you play. There have been prospect games through the course of the year. Then you've got potentially a World Junior training camp if you get invited to that. Even then, you play your regular season, go to the playoffs. There's the under-18 tournament in the spring if you're available for that. Then there's the combine, the draft. Then there's development camp for your NHL team. The World Junior summer camp the next year, you're probably invited to that. It becomes really nonstop.
It certainly does.
Minute and a half to go here. And played back in by Verhoff, who's played big minutes for Canada in this tournament. Averaging just shy of 24 minutes a night. DuPont threw that in front, just missed Williams with that. Cooper Williams, who has the Canadian goal, pivots back. Williams back on it. Drops that back to Lemieux. And Torkey has it back for the Finns. Now Fitzgerald comes into the forecheck. Picked up by Julius Suominen. And Rantanen lost the puck in his feet, brought in by Fitzgerald. In comes Fitzgerald, set up the first goal, plays that back across, and the pass just missed Lemieux. Dupont. Rudolph up ahead to Lemieux. And J.C. Lemieux pivots back in the final seconds of the opening period. And Dupont watched the time wind down, and Canada will go to the dressing room with a 1-0 lead after the opening period.
Matthew Turcotte has to be very happy with the effort and the initiative that his team showed in that first period. It's what he wanted to see. It's what they delivered. Cooper Williams with the only goal of the first period, and both these teams have settled in after a disappointing semifinal loss.
Esso has always fueled Canada's passion for hockey. In 1936, we sponsored the first NHL radio broadcast, and the 3 stars of the game were invented based on the 3 stars in our logo. By 1952, Esso's sponsorship expanded to TV. Today, as the official fuel of the NHL, Esso proudly supports all 7 Canadian teams. Esso, dedicated to Canada's game for over 80 years.
Here we go. Group A or Group B?
2A, 1B. Allergies. Bees.
Next kid.
Hey.
Application is done. Just waiting for the submit window. Whatever happens, I love you.
Oh my gosh, I'm feeling good about this.
They're in. Oh, yes.
We're cable internet connection. We're not in.
When the stakes are high, why rely on cable internet? Switch to TELUS Pure Fiber, Canada's most reliable internet technology.
This summer, we're going all in on 100 years in Canada with the Ram 0% sales event. The Ram 1500 takes 0 shortcuts on luxury or power. And as the 7-time winner of Motor Trend Truck of the Year, it leaves 0 doubt as to what truck you should be driving. For more demanding jobs, there's the all-new Ram Heavy Duty. Get 0% financing for 72 months on both the 2025 Ram 1500 and Ram 2500. Offer ends September 2nd.
It's fine. It happens to most guys.
It does. But these days, Canadian guys have Phoenix.ca to connect with a physician about ED treatment plans that may be right for them.
Or hair loss treatment plans. Phoenix makes discussing them convenient as well.
And if this just isn't working for you, you can discuss additional weight loss treatment plans through Phoenix.
And Phoenix delivers discreetly. So maybe it's time. Golf balls.
What can you get for $1 these days? A piping hot, delicious pizza. That's what. Buy 1 pizza and get the second one for $1. Yeah, pizza. For a limited time. Online only at Pizza Hut.
We know that the remarkable happens when East meets West. Coming alive in our shared passions, our creative pursuits. And here in Sapporo, you too can discover the remarkable where East meets West.
Hey savers, Daryl's deals are now Daryl's Canadian deals. So I'm making a big announcement in the most Canadian way possible.
Leon's Don't Pay a Cent event is on now. Pay nothing until 2027, not even the taxes or fees. Plus, save up to 50% on select furniture and clearance mattresses. And shop our seat sale for more amazing sofa savings. Leon's, now that's comfortable.
Steve! Hey, Steve! Hey, Steve! I'm tired of watching you pick yourself. It's disgusting. It's not my fault. My underwear keeps riding. You know, why don't you mind your own business?
Guys, there's no need for this.
Who the heck are you guys?
We created these.
What the heck are those?
Just the most comfortable underwear you've ever worn.
Yeah, no, that's impossible.
We designed them to stop chafing, wedgies, and constant adjusting.
You see, Steve, the Man-Made's exactly what you need.
So visit manmadebrand.com to try yours today.
The medal rounds are underway on TSN and the NHL Network. Canada taking on Finland for bronze. Sweden and the United States going for gold. So Canada, after 20 minutes, they have a lead. Again, in a game where they much would have preferred to be playing in the gold medal game, but you still want to leave with some form of medal, and bronze is what they can go for today. So, Dave, let's go over that first goal again there for Canada, because it was a well-worked goal.
It was, and sometimes when you're a goaltender and your defense are coming to pick up the puck, as we see with Finland, it's best sometimes just to leave the puck. And William Gamels gets the puck behind the net, and he throws it around, and he probably should have left this for his defenseman, because Vanatalo can't really control it on the boards, and it's Daxon Rudolph knocks it down. Lovely little knock out of the air. It goes right to Colin Fitzgerald and makes a really sweet play. And back in the lineup, you see Cooper Williams, who didn't play in yesterday's game. And the combination there of a goal that really comes off of a play where, yeah, it's nice if your goaltender can move the puck up, but there's only a few Martin Brodeurs ever to play the game. And if you can't make the tape-to-tape pass or get it out of the zone, sometimes you're best to leave it. Even if your D's under pressure, your defenseman's got a much stronger play to get it up and around. So a little bit of a miscue by Finland, but Canada's D has been stepping up. That was a really nice play by Rudolph to keep the play alive, and a great finish.
Just one Marty Brodeur, if my count is correct there. But Canada's defense, now that's obviously been a massive part of the discussion for us all tournament long, and once again, they're shining pretty bright here.
It was Daxon Rudolph who made a nice play on the first goal, keeping the play alive, holding the blue line, and they've been doing this all tournament. We've got 4 players returning, 4 defensemen returning from the spring's U18 gold medal game. And for Canada's defense to be jumping up in the play, and they've been so dynamic, whether it's Ryan Lynn stepping up in this situation, there's no fear to step into a play. Lynn steps in, sets up, keeps the play alive, and then it comes up with a second great opportunity. We've talked many times about Keaton Veroff and his abilities, stepping in, his goal-scoring abilities. But it's not just Veroff, it's every defense for Canada is stepping into plays. That was Chartrand steps up in that one. And this is so important for this team. Not only do their defense step up in the offense to create offense and make plays and keep plays alive, they can only do that if their forwards are committed to playing on the defensive side of the puck. And they've been very good all tournament, this team, at back-checking and making sure that the D are getting involved in the play. And once again, in the first period against Finland, they were dominating at times with the puck and controlling zone time because their D were getting involved. And their D sometimes, because they're so talented and offensive-minded, step in as almost as that extra, that fourth forward in the play. And it was very successful in the first period.
All right, well, Canada up 1-0 after the first period. And Gord Miller, he caught up with the goal scorer, Cooper Williams.
Well, Cooper, nice to get in the lineup and score, huh?
Oh, yeah.
What was being said in the room before this game, trying to bounce back from yesterday?
Kind of. It's not the medal we're looking for, but it's another game. You want to end off the tournament with a win. So kind of coming in here with the same mindset as we have other games. Yeah.
What about you looking forward to this season? What would you like the scouts to see from you?
Gritty player, plays big games, kind of a gamer. It's the main goal, and gritty.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you.
So the United States up 3-2 in the gold medal game versus Sweden so far, and seeing a bit of similarities because they've played Sweden so far in this tournament, and Levi Harper, he's been big for them this one. He's got another one to start.
Yes, and this is a power play team, the U.S. They get a couple power play goals against Canada, and they've got a couple power play goals. Actually, I would say all 3. One was 1 second afterwards. But let's look at the similarities. Here's Levi Harper playing in the first game against Sweden. This isn't today. This was in the preliminary round. Nice little toe drag, changes the angle of attack, gets a beautiful goal and a shot. Okay, now let's take this to today's game. Now the power play just ends, so you're still a similar 5-on-4 situation. Watch Levi Harper. Similar situation. He comes in, he has a look, head up, change the angle of attack, finds the opening, great traffic in front. So, all right, Sweden didn't learn the first time they played Sweden in the tournament. Levi Harper takes full advantage and scores on that one. And this is the power play for the U.S. has been absolutely dynamic. They found their rhythm against Canada with the 2 goals in the semifinal win, and they've found it again. They've continued it in the first period.
Once again, with USA's second goal there, don't fix what ain't broke, right? And once again, pretty similar looking goal here.
Yeah, it's amazing how the USA, we talked about it with Canada, they're a straight line team. They stick on the puck. And watch these face-offs. We're going to go back to when they played Canada in yesterday's game. Down low in the corner. This one, you've got Klepov. Reaches in on the stick, and the puck can't get clear because his stick gets in on the puck. This is Klepov and Davidson and off the faceoff. And it ends up being Noah Davidson scores on a Zelensky shot. Now let's go to today's game. Similar situation, same side, lose the faceoff again. This time it's Noah Davidson. Boom, he gets his stick in on the stick at the defender, and the defender can't clear the puck. This one, same thing. The puck gets over to Hextall, and who scores the goal? Noah Davidson once again. So those are 2 face-off losses that because of the way their tenacity and the way they hound the puck to get the puck back when they've got the extra man, it results in 2 goals. And then the third power play goal is, again, great puck movement. Look at the change of the angle on this one by Hextall. The U.S. has been so good on their power play of cluttering the front of the net, changing the angle and the point of attack on the shot. And the way that they attack and the way they hound the puck has given them the opportunity to go into the second period. They're up by 2. Great opportunity for a gold medal.
Big start in that gold medal game there for the United States. 5 goals traded across. And when we come back, we'll learn more about the tournament's namesake, Ivan Hlinka.
Nice hand towel, huh?
What do you need a hand towel for? Can you use a big towel for your hands? What's next? Foot towel? Turkish. For $8? You're getting this towel.
Deal so good, everyone approves. HomeSense.
And our minds were meant to sell. Take a rest from our thoughts, take a break from this world, and we'll feel miles away from the places that we used to be.
Zonic, to me, in one word, is I would choose success.
It was about 20 to 25 cigarettes a day.
It's so convenient because you can take it anywhere.
It fits into my smallest purse.
It'll give you what you need.
Take it one day at a time.
Pour moi, Zonic, c'est la liberté.
It feels achievable.
And effective.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is highly addictive, only to be used by adults who are trying to quit smoking.
Men, are you urinating more often? Reduce the symptoms of BPH with Super Beta Prostate. It's proven to help you reduce the extra bathroom trips, reduce getting up at night to urinate, and take back control. Get Super Beta Prostate.
Tim's Loaded Bowls now bring more to the table. More chicken, that is. Served in habanero, barbecue crispy chicken, and cilantro lime. Mealtime differently with Tim's Loaded Bowls, now with more seasoned chicken.
I often get compliments with how great and fresh I smell, all thanks to Downy Unstoppables. I am a bit self-conscious with how my clothes smell after cooking. I was concerned that the scent would be overpowering, and it was the complete opposite. It's the perfect amount. 4 weeks ago, we washed my dog's blanket, and it still smells great. I do get compliments with how fresh and clean our home smells. It's changed how often I have to wash my sheets. I genuinely love Downy Unstoppables. One of the best things you'll ever buy.
I got a text.
I got a text. They say you never forget your first love.
You want to see my crib?
We are back, baby.
I want to have a hot girl summer, but I've been talking to this guy.
Stop.
I know.
This one you made out with in a porta potty?
Yeah.
I told you I wanted us to live together.
I wanted separation from you.
Ugh. I'm having a miserable time. I'm so done. I don't want to do this.
Love Island Beyond the Villa. Stream now on Crave.
A sip of Tim's tastes like work, feeling less like work. It tastes like weekend traditions. And it tastes like it always has. 20 minutes fresh and made just the way you like it.
Canada have dominated this tournament with 29 total medals, 25 of which have been gold. If Canada were to take home bronze today, it'd be just their second all-time. Back in 1993, that's where they earned their first. Both the United States and Sweden, well, they're looking for their second ever gold medal in the tournament today. The hosts are not playing for a medal, but one of the most important players in their history, always a part of the tournament, Ivan Hlinka.
Before Jágr and Hasek, there was Hlinka, Ivan Hlinka, arguably the most important figure in Czech hockey. As a player, he helped Czechoslovakia win world titles in 1972, 1976, and 1977, Olympic bronze in 1972, and Olympic silver in 1976. He scored 132 goals in 256 international games. It was his performance at the 1976 Canada Cup where the rest of the hockey world learned about Hlinka. In a tournament that featured the likes of Phil Esposito and Guy Lafleur, it was Hlinka who was named top forward for the tournament. After scoring 347 goals in 544 games in the Czechoslovak League, Hlinka, along with countryman Yuri Bubla, joined the Vancouver Canucks at the start of the 1981-82 NHL season. That spring, they would become the first Czech players to play in a Stanley Cup final. And until 2019, Hlinka co-held the Canucks franchise record for points in a season by a rookie with 60. After 2 seasons in the NHL, Hlinka returned to Europe to finish his playing career. In the early 1990s, Hlinka joined the Czechoslovak and later Czech national team as head coach, leading them to a bronze medal at the 1992 Winter Olympics.
Ivan Hlinka, who played in the National Hockey League, realizes that when your backs are up against the wall, you go with your best, and that's what Hlinka is attempting to do.
After a 3-year hiatus in the mid-90s, Hlinka returned to the national team in 1997 and became a national hero by leading the Czech Republic to a gold medal at the 1998 Winter Olympics, the first involving NHL players.
Kravich gets loose. This could be the golden goal. It is.
He cemented his reputation when his team took home the gold medal at the 1998 IIHF World Championship.
It's been the gold or nothing for the Czech Republic. They got it again.
After spending a year and a half in the NHL with the Pittsburgh Penguins, leading them to a surprising berth in the Eastern Conference Final in 2001, Hlinka again returned to the Czech Republic to spend 1 year as general manager of the national team and 1 as head coach of Avangard Omsk of the Russian Super League. He was also inducted into the IIHF Hall of Fame in 2002. In a ceremony at the 2004 World Championship in Prague, Hlinka was chosen as the best Czech player in history. Tragically, just a few months later, Hlinka died in a car accident in the Czech Republic. He was 54.
Ivan Hlinka's legacy lives on at this tournament. A gold medal winner, a 3-time world champion, and an inductee in the IIHF Hockey Hall of Fame. Second period of the medals. We'll be back when we're there.
And our minds were meant to sail. Take a rest from our thoughts, take a break from this world, and we'll feel miles away from the places that used to be.
With Triangle Rewards, you can earn Canadian Tire money at Petro-Canada to redeem at Sport Chek, Marks, and Canadian Tire. Triangle Rewards, rewarding you just for filling up at Petro-Canada and Gas Plus.
Does being over 40 make you feel like half the man you used to be? Every year, your body loses more testosterone. Ageless Male has been proven to support testosterone levels in men. Get Ageless Male and be the man you want to be.
What a lousy little lunch. Get your footlong fix at Subway for under $10. 5 classic footlongs topped with fresh veggies are yours for under $10 each. Only Subway makes it fresh like that.
1-0 Canada leads after 1 period of play. The shots were 11-6 Canada in the first period. As the Canadians try to bounce back from their shootout loss to the U.S. in the semifinal, while the Finns lost in overtime to the Swedes. Hard to know which team is more fragile after yesterday. The Finns blew a 5-2 third period lead to the Swedes before losing in overtime. Canada trailed by 2 in the third period, rallied back to tie it, and then lost in the shootout. Just going over again. Bouncing puck in the corner. Hemming going after Ryan Lynn, gives him a hard bump. U.S. with a 3-2 lead early in the second period in the gold medal game in Trenton, where they sing folk songs about Zdeno Chara.
They've had some pretty good players come out of Trenton.
Marion Host is from there, right?
Yep, he is.
Now Zhilkin works that free. Bouncing puck in front. Couldn't find Bechel's with it. And Belchez now moves in the bump into Piparinen. And those two will see each other more down the line as their careers progress. Two top prospects for the draft.
Yes, they are. Savanto, real hard-nosed competitor. You think about the Stanley Cup playoffs and you think about how hard it is to compete at the highest level at that time of the year, and Savanto's already wired that way. There's Pipparainen.
When you think about too how Finland's been so well represented in the playoffs the last few years. The Florida Panthers especially have a half dozen Finns on their roster.
There's Pipparainen, just an unbelievable play. Yeah. Like, it's just one of those subtle plays, a little twist and turn, knows what his outlet is, and boom, the puck's down the ice or out of the zone. He is a good player.
Chipped back down by Williams, who played for the Saskatoon Blades last year. Will play there next year before going to North Dakota.
Pipparainen, he's like Verhoff. They only play 25 minutes a game.
And that lead pass for Williams out of his reach, but icing waved off as J.C. Lemieux was after it. Official ice time stats aren't kept in the CHL yet, but there are a number of top defensemen for teams that will play 30 minutes a night.
Chris Pronger played 30 minutes a night in Peterborough. Made it look easy.
Lead pass for J.C. Lemieux. Drops it off to Mathis Preston. Preston back with it. Drops it back off to Fitzgerald. He and Lemieux collide. Then there's the story of the late Brad McCrimmon, the Beast, who played the entire Memorial Cup final. That shot by Diorio knocked away. I think it was 1980, wasn't it? Diorio back into the goalpost.
79.
79. He played the entire game except for the 2 minutes he was in the penalty box. He went to overtime. Now that's a shift.
Oh.
And the Beast did not play the game, as the nickname would imply, in a rocking chair.
Well, you know how he got the nickname the Beast? The late Peter McNabb, when they were playing together in Boston, his daughter thought he looked like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. You know, Sarge, he had nickname Sarge. Yeah. Cliff Fletcher, who turns 90 today, and you sent a video to him. Steve Simmons wrote a wonderful article about him. Cliff was talking about what an important player Brad McCrimmon was on the Stanley Cup team. Cliff made so many excellent trades, big-time trades, as we know. But he talked specifically about Brad McCrimmon and how important that was to the success of that Calgary Flames team.
Yeah, the '89 Stanley Cup champions. Zhilkin shoots, that deflects wide.
Bob Clark says it's one of the worst trades he ever made.
Ty Lawrence, a long shot that floats wide. Belchez back with it. Fires it back in behind the finished goal. It bounces right back to Zhilkin. And Dima Zhilkin back with it. Zhilkin pivots loose in the corner. Back to Croskery. And that long point shot by Chartrand is stopped by Gamels.
Brad McCrimmon played with Raymond Bourque in Boston. Played with Mark Howe in Philadelphia.
Wow.
Went to Calgary, played with Gary Suter. And then he was Nick Lidstrom's first defense partner in Detroit.
Wow.
I think, you know, when the plus-minus stat was a lot more respected. Brad's, I think, one of the top 10, 11 guys all time in that plus-minus stat.
You would be, wouldn't you, with him?
Chris Pronger, he played with a little bit in Hartford as well.
Crosby hustling back.
Gone much too soon. You know, in that Yaroslav plane crash in 2011. Just Brad was a wonderful guy, competitive, passionate, knowledgeable, always looking to learn. Went coached in Saskatoon for a couple years. Came to Calgary, was an assistant coach.
Nicholas Camarina slides that back down to the Canadian zone as Croskery goes back. We mentioned that Kyle Croskery's into the lineup with Carson Karls out, being injured yesterday in the semifinal loss to the U.S.
And of course, Brad's brother, Kelly McCrimmon, the very successful manager with the Vegas Golden Knights.
And a legendary figure in junior hockey, longtime operator of the Brandon Wheat Kings.
And owner.
Yeah.
Plenty, Saskatchewan. Byron and Faye McCrimmon.
In comes Ryan Lynn across the line. Lynn looks back in front. And Luke Arco brings it back for the Finns. For so long, Finland was a goaltending factory. You looked at goalie after goalie come out of it. Now it's been a lot more skill. I mean, Alexander Barkov is the best two-way player in the league. But Roope Hintz, Miro Heiskanen in Dallas.
Sebastian Aho, who's a real superb player with the Carolina Hurricanes.
Mikko Rantanen's a star. There's lots of. There's a big hit by Yanni Kaskaria, who took down Cooper Williams. It's kind of sorry, rather. Now that high shot lifted by Karasari. Oliver Torkey back with it for the Finns. Down one here with 5 gone in the second period. Another slick exit by Piparinen. Torkey sends that rink wide. US now leading 4-2 on Sweden. Nikita Klepov has scored the goal there. Torka goes down. And they're going to call interference on J.C. Lemieux.
A tough spot to take a penalty. Lemieux gets in the way there, and Lemieux has the puck and then he loses it and then reaches in, and there's the trip on Torkey.
So the Finns are the power player. They're 3 for 20 in the tournament. Canada is 18 for 20 on the kill. The Canadians were 16 for 16 prior to the semifinal matchup against the U.S. yesterday, but allowed 2 power play goals on 4 American opportunities. Now Lehtinen shoots, and the stop is made by Betts. Now a race for it. Diorio comes barreling in, and that's moved away by Gamos. Fired back down to the finish zone. Colorado, no. There's Kallio with it. Wilmer Kallio, actually born in Sweden. When his dad was playing there. His dad, Tommy Kallio, was a 4th-round pick by Colorado years ago. And there's a quick shot by Lehtinen. Betts the save. The rebound was loose, and finally Betts has it.
That's with some really nice, tidy goaltending. Sure, he has the puck, finds it. Obviously, there's going to be lots of sticks in there trying to get the puck loose or poke it behind Betts. It's amazing, Gord, like with the rules. I mean, you used to go in there as a forward, you just got buried.
Right.
Not anymore. It's almost a safe zone.
Well, when you hear about the hard areas, old-time hockey players roll their eyes at that. And some do more than that.
I love Ray Ferraro talking different times. He goes, I get cross-checked once, twice, 3 times. The referee goes, 1 more time, and I'm calling a penalty.
Yeah, that's enough. What about 3 cross-checks ago?
He wasn't the only one. I mean, the great Mike Bossy had his career ended prematurely because of all the abuse he took in front of that net.
15 seconds to go in the Finnish power play. Hemming moved that down. The puck bounced away from him. Still loose in front and finally knocked away by Verhoff. Two shots on goal from Finns. That power play remains 1-0 Canada. And now a steal by Edwards. In comes Beckham Edwards, flips it back across for Lemieux, but the pass missed him. Finns had a dynamic 16-year-old defenseman in this tournament a few years ago. Aaron Kiviharju played in 2 Hlinka Gretzky Cups. He was a 4th-round pick a couple of years ago by Minnesota.
Yeah, he was just at the World Junior Summer Showcase. His father works for the Utah Mammoth, sitting right here below us.
In comes Ty Lawrence, along with Belchez. Lawrence still on it. Centers it, drops back to DuPont. Fan of that shot. Now it's poked ahead by Rasmus Rene. Nico Vatjus has it poked away. Rudolph up head for Belchez. Belchez winds back in front, bounced away from him. And Vatjus plays that back to center ice.
And Kiviharju had a serious knee injury in his draft year that really impeded him. He would have been drafted much higher than the 4th round if it wasn't for the knee injury. But he looks like he's back to form. Talk about somebody that can run the power play and a great vision and hands to make plays in the offensive zone.
He was a star in this tournament as a 16-year-old, played as an underage. Chartrand moves it back in for Canada. Canada's finished out of the medals the last 2 years of the World Junior Championship. Expected to have a very strong roster in Minnesota for the 50th World Junior coming up this December. But there might be some spots for draft eligible players on that team depending on who sticks in the NHL.
Well, we know Gavin McKenna will be there.
Long shot by Rantanen, stopped by Betts. It remains 1-0 here in the second.
Dinner differently at Tim's with value-packed $8.99 dinner deals. First, pick your main, like a cheesy flatbread pizza, a satisfying supreme stack, or a seriously loaded wrap. Then, add a delicious side and a drink. Combo your way with so many tasty, freshly prepared options for just $8.99. Now that's a real dinner deal. You're invited to dinner at Tim's from 5 to 11 p.m.
Ever feel like no matter what you've got, someone's got more? And someone's got more than that. More to spend, more places to go. And just when you think there couldn't possibly be any more, you realize there's more to life than more. You're richer than you think. Scotiabank.
Remains 1-0 Canada over Finland here in the bronze medal game at the 2025 Hlinka Gretzky Cup. In the gold medal game in Trenching, the United States has scored again on the power play. A 4-2 lead on Sweden. 3 of the 4 American goals have been scored on the power play.
Nice play there by Keith Verhoff, and Betts right position to make the save.
Here in Brno, which is the home of the reigning Czech Extra League champions, Kometa Brno. New building being built not far from here will open next summer.
I just read, Gord, 13,300 seats and 30 suites.
We're going to head to Edwards with a backhand shot that floated wide. Czechs have the 2030 World Junior Championship, so there's a strong chance it'll be hosted here. That centering pass, and jumping in was Piparinen off his stick, up and out of play.
Yeah, just looking at some of the outlines for the arena, obviously it's already well underway, but it looks like it's going to be a beautiful building. There's a quick play coming right in, a little bit wide off the quick shot.
Brno is the second largest city in Czechia, population about 500,000 people.
Our time here has been fantastic. It really has been.
Former capital of Moravia. Beautiful historic city. Brought in now by Fitzgerald, backhands that wide. We're about an hour and a half from Vienna. And it brings up one of my favorite European trips that you can take. You get on a train in Bratislava in the morning, There's a lead pass to Preston moving in, feeds it back across and just missed Williams that pass. You take the train from Bratislava here to Brno. You get off and you have a beer. You go to Brno, from Brno you go to Vienna. You get off, you have lunch, and you have a beer. See where this is going? Then Vienna, you go to Budapest, you get off, you have a beer. Budapest, back to Bratislava, you have dinner, you have a beer. You've had at least one beer in 4 countries in one day. And you get a certificate for it. Lattinen moves in, and that shot's high off the glass. Bounces back down, and the late whistle there as the puck had gone out of play.
Is it like a beer passport?
If it works, absolutely. Take my picture. 8:44 to go here in a second.
Dear Hockey, thank you.
You're more than just a game. We can always count on you.
From sunrise to well past sunset, you've created lifelong friendships, unforgettable memories, and united our country time and time again.
From lacing up our skates for the first time to falling in love on the ODR.
And scoring a goal that can be heard from coast to coast to coast.
And the greatest part?
The best is yet to come.
Do the things you want to get done. And then do the things you didn't even know you could do with the fully electric F-150 Lightning. The only electric vehicle that's an F-150. The all-electric F-150 Lightning.
Ethan Belchez and Team Canada have a 1-0 lead on Finland. Canada's goal scoring has been primarily in the third period.
So what are you saying, that they're waiting now again to score in the third? Seems like the first goal in this game was a long time ago.
16 of their 23 goals in the tournament have been scored in the third period. Which, I mean, it's just one of those things, I guess. I mean, it doesn't. It's like when a team has a way better power play percentage on the road than they do at home. It's just kind of an anomaly. Camarinen hustles back. An icing called against Canada. This tournament will be in Canada next year, in Edmonton and Red Deer.
We talk about those anomalies, and I know you go through correlations, and they talk about face-off winning percentage and the correlation to winning. And, you know, there's not really a strong correlation. But if you ask a coach, do you want to start with the puck or not?
I would say this, because it's been broken down in more detail now. Winning offensive zone faceoffs as Lawrence comes busting in, along with Belchez. Sending pass. Belchez, a backhand shot. Oh, what a save there. A pad stop by Gamel. What a great save by the Finnish netminder. Now brought back by Arco. He shoots and rattles it wide. Teams that win a lot of offensive zone faceoffs and win faceoffs on the power play. There's maybe not a correlation, but there's a strong relation for sure.
Yeah, the power play especially, you know, you get that advantage of starting in the offensive zone. You want to keep the puck there.
Piparinen plays it back. That long shot goes wide, bounces back in front. Piparinen with a chance, turned away point blank by Betts. And both goaltenders have turned in good stops here in the second period. Lawrence knocked on Karasari, bounces back in front, and Karasari couldn't reach the loose puck. And now Betts has seen enough of that. And he pounces on the loose puck and hangs on.
And you're right, Gavin Betts had seen enough of it, and he said, I need to get a stoppage here because we're running around. And we're not running around with a lot of purpose. And here's the play by Belchez, and he just loses it. You know, he's going to the backhand, and he loses the puck. And now there's a couple of chances in and around the Canadian net. Betts trying to cover it up the first time, loses it, but gets back to the good position.
Face-off warning to Valentini. Valentini, drafted by Mississauga in the OHL, traded to Kitchener for 4 draft picks, a first, second, third, and fourth. Will play for Kitchener next year, then go to Michigan in 2026. And the GM in Kitchener is our pal Mike McKenzie, whose dad is celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, Bob McKenzie, the Bob father.
Yep.
He and Cliff Fletcher share a birthday.
Cliff is 90, Bob is 69. I'll say 69 and 90 years young.
Well, if red wine is good for you, Cliff's going to outlive us all. So here's Rudolph with it. Now the puck stolen by Edwards. In comes Beckham. Edwards shoots. It's off the stick. And that once again is Piperinen getting in the way, and the puck goes up and out of play.
Pipperinen's hockey sense and awareness is exceptional. And just that little play there, Beckham, and he tries to go to the forehand, stick there, deflected out of harm's way.
Will probably get a chance to play in the SM Liga this year.
And the World Junior, I think, too, Gord. I think he's a strong candidate to be on Finland's World Junior team. Because you watch him, too. He's just calm and poised and settled.
Not uncommon for Finnish players to play for multiple teams in 1 year. For example, play for the under-20 team, get loaned to a Mestis team, and then play for the parent SM Liga club. That puck is played back across for Elias Urunen. Loose for a moment, but Preston knocked that away. DuPont for Preston. Back across to Rudolph. Jackson Rudolph finds Landon DuPont moving in, shovels that back in front, and Gamble's knocked that away. Elias Urunen. He and his twin brother Anthony playing for this Finnish club. He's got an older brother, Thomas, who was a 6th-round pick of Vegas. Remember the Finnish World Junior team last year that won a silver medal in Ottawa. Well, back at the point, here's Rantanen. For Alalori moving in. Samu Alalori. Banked out the side of the goal, and now gathered back up by Vanatalo. Urho Vanatalo. 37 goals in 41 games in the Finnish Under-18 League. As Liam Ruck was spilled, and a penalty coming to Finland with 5:45 to go in the second period.
Join the fans of Canada's game across the country and around the world and be a Hockey Canada insider. Receive news and features about Team Canada, events, promotions, and much more. Sign up at hockeycanada.ca/insider.
Your kids will need binders, pens, athletic shoes.
This is intense. How are you so calm? I'm ordering everything from Walmart.
Glue. Give us a spare pen.
Talk to me in 2 hours.
We're still going to be here. Unicorn eraser.
Esso has always fueled Canada's passion for hockey. In 1936, we sponsored the first NHL radio broadcast, and the 3 stars of the game were invented based on the 3 stars in our logo. By 1952, Esso's sponsorship expanded to TV. Today, as the official fuel of the NHL, Esso proudly supports all 7 Canadian teams. Esso, dedicated to Canada's game for over 80 years.
Bill Mercalio goes off for the trip, and Canada goes back to the power play here with 5:45 to go in the second period. And that is a trip.
Yeah, right there into the feet, the skates. And Ruck goes down.
Canada 2 for 13 now in the tournament on the power play. Dima Zhilkin and Ty Lawrence have the Canadian power play goals in the tournament so far. Valentini for the face-off. Scramble draw controlled by Canada. And here's Verhoff. Verhoff Down to Zhilkin. Back to Verhoff. Zhilkin works that back to Verhoff. Has a look and shoots. And the glove save is made by Gamels, with Belchez parked right in front.
Yeah, Belchez was parked right in front. Gamels makes sure that he keeps his eye on the puck, and he kind of, as the shot is coming through, he slips right out and gets his eyes on it and makes that really good save. Turns around and really good net minding. It's not the save, it's the anticipation and keep your eyes on the puck.
Another tie up for the face-off, and again controlled by Canada. Landon Dupont plays it back to Verhoff for Dupont. Feeds it down to Belchez with a chance, scores! And Belchez on the power play gives Canada a 2-goal lead.
The key here is how Ethan Belchez gives himself room to make that maneuver. He doesn't get too jammed into the goaltender where the goaltender can poke it away from him. He's in a good spot, so when he gets the puck here, now he's got room to maneuver. You get too close to the goaltender, now the goaltender can swipe that puck away, and this is just beauty. And Gamels is trying to get this stick on the puck, but he can't. Nice play here by Dupont to deliver it. The reach, the skill, the finish by Belchez, outstanding.
Belchez with his 4th goal of the tournament leads Canada with 7 points now. Now Liam Ruck with a steal. Gamels down, make the stop on that. 5 to go in the second period. Belchez was the first overall pick in the OHL draft in 2024. And won't last long in the next draft he enters.
No, he won't.
Next summer by the NHL.
Billy Bowler, who drafted him in Windsor, the GM there. Billy was a heck of a junior player.
Very good player.
Billy said to me, "You're going to love this kid." Well, that was certainly the case when you see him play.
He's officially listed by Hockey Canada at 6'4", 228, but Central has him bigger than that, right? Central registry for the NHL?
Yeah, I think they have him at 6'5½". There's so many different heights and weights out there, Gord. And different times,
well,
right?
When they were done.
Right, yeah, exactly. So, you know, you measure somebody in March, it's different than measuring them in April, or I shouldn't say it, in September.
Certainly with teenagers.
Yep. Nate Lehman told me Mark Jankowski, when he came to Providence College, and he wouldn't be the only one, but he was a first-round pick to Calgary, he said his feet grew 3 different times over the course of the season where he needed skates.
Right. Well, Braden Point, when he was drafted by Moose Jaw in the Western League draft, I think he was 140 pounds.
Yeah. He wasn't big.
Erik Karlsson was 150 when Ottawa drafted him in the NHL draft. And a shot high off the glass. And then Dupont plays it back around for Edwards.
That's it. You're looking at 17 and 18-year-old kids that have so much physical maturity ahead of them.
And it underlines the difference between the NHL draft and most other leagues where they draft college players. 3 to go here in the second period. Canada looking to win a medal here. Canada has won medals in 6 straight appearances at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. Canada did not send a team in 2021, but the last time Canada didn't win a medal was in 2016. It was here in Czechia. The Czechs won the gold medal. I mentioned Martin Necas was the captain of that team.
Caden Primo was the goaltender for the U.S.
Cheryl works in, but that play is offside. That play in the World Junior will do it in 2 years' time. These are players born in 08. So that'll be the 2028 World Junior for the most part.
Now that's the timeline.
Some will play in 2027 as 18-year-old. And again, that designation for the junior is the year in which it ends.
January 5th, right, is always the gold medal game at the World Junior Tournament.
Yeah, Solonen moves in. Starts Boxing Day, ends the 5th. But played back in front, bouncing there and reaching forward is Torquay. That's knocked away by Betts. 2 to go here in the second period. Brought up by Cameron Chartrand. Did a couple of fins and moves that in deep as Canada changes. Lead pass at center ice is broken up by Lynn and moved back down to the finish zone. That's knocked down by Zhilkin. Belches plays that back, but Lynn misfired on the shot. Verhoff. Being bumped there by Karasari. And away comes Lawrence. Ty Lawrence with Belches and Lynn the trailer. Lawrence shoots. That's knocked away by Gamels. Belches. Back in for Lawrence in the corner. And now chipped by Verhoff and back down to the Canadian zone. Lynn was spilled, but now Lawrence has the puck back inside. A minute to go in the second.
Lawrence is always in the right position. Just like he knows where to be. So smart, so aware. If you're playing on Ty Lawrence's line, you want to do everything to make sure you don't go off that line.
Savanto dropped that back, but the shot was blocked. Now brought back the other way by Diorio. Alessandro Diorio flips that back in front and shoots. Lifted that just wide. Brought back in by Piparinen. Now Betts gloves that down as time winds down here in the period. DuPont moves it through center ice. Landon DuPont chips that back ahead. Pumped back around by Belches. And Canada will go to the dressing room with a 2-0 lead after 40 minutes.
We know how good they've been scoring in the third period. The only time they were behind in a game during this tournament was in the semifinal. 2-0 lead heading to the third period, and a really strong effort by Canada in this bronze medal match.
Here we go. Group A or Group B?
2A, 1B.
Allergies, B's.
Next kid.
Hey.
Application is done. Just waiting for the submit window. Whatever happens, I love you.
Oh my gosh, I'm feeling good about this.
They're in. Oh, yes.
We're cable internet connection. We're not in.
When the stakes are high, why rely on cable internet? Switch to TELUS Pure Fiber, Canada's most reliable internet technology.
We've been Mazda owners since 2011.
We have CX-90. It's the complete package. Driving dynamics, reliability, and safety.
I know that every time I buckle my kids into our Mazda, that it helps us get where we're going safely. The moment I got behind the wheel of a Mazda, I knew that I would be a Mazda owner for a very long time.
It's a great vehicle, great brand, great people.
Find out why. Nothing moves you like Mazda.
What a lousy little lunch. Get your footlong fix at Subway for under $10. 5 classic footlongs topped with fresh veggies are yours for under $10 each. Only Subway makes it fresh like that.
Imagine you could get help for your stiff, achy joints without products that just hide the symptoms. Instaflex Advanced. It relieves joint pain and stiffness caused by osteoarthritis with key ingredients backed by 5 clinical studies. You'll have better knees in 1 week. Instaflex Advanced. Get it today.
We know that the remarkable happens when East meets West, coming alive in our shared passions, our creative pursuits. And here in Sapporo, you too can discover the remarkable where East meets West.
Still searching for the one? Olay Super Cream with SPF. The power of 5 in 1 super cream. To hydrate smooth, brighten firm, and protect. Skin just drinks it in to boost cells for more resilient skin. It's Super Cream. Only Olay.
If stuff like this just isn't working for you, then it might be time to consider discussing additional weight loss treatment plans from Phoenix.ca. I'm so hot. It's so hot.
I travel for business a ton, and I have 2 tips. Never stay on the same floor as your boss, and always book your trips with Hotels.com. See, they give you a reward night for every 10 you stay at hundreds of thousands of hotels.
CTV Tuesday. The teams get lost in translation.
Je suis.
And the chase continues.
Yeah, let's go.
With a herd of new friends.
Yeah, let's go.
The Amazing Race Canada. All new. Tuesday at 9 on CTV. Stream next day on Crave.
Brought to you in part by Desjardins Financial Group. Wherever you're headed, we're here to assist.
The second intermission here on the medal round day. Canada taking on Finland for bronze, and Sweden and the United States battling it out for the gold medal. We welcome you into the studios. DZ and Dave Reed here. Dave, now, the first time that Canada and Finland played, Canada had to wait until the third period to kind of get that second goal there. They had to keep banging away, trying to get as many chances as they could. This time, pretty similar, except they do get the goal in the second period.
They do. They've created plenty of opportunities, and this is something that Canada has been pretty good at in this tournament, is being create off the rush. And that seems to be where Finland's the one weak spot defensively might be the fact that they do give up plays that come in off the rush. It starts with a great chance right down the slot. They actually wrap two off the post. This is almost a 5-on-5 power play where Canada catches Finland a little bit tired, and they do a fantastic job. Diorio zips one in off the post. And then this is the rush chances I'm talking about. We saw their goal came off a rush. Really nice play on that one as Fitzgerald goes across to Williams that they connected earlier in the game. And then one of the top players in the tournament is Ty Lawrence. He gets it across Ethan Belches, and Belches just misses on that, but they do get the power play. And I'm sure Belches got back to the bench thinking, oh man, if I get another chance, I'm not going to miss. And this is the Windsor Spitfires net front presence. Reminds me of Dave Anderchuk, that size, when Dave Anderchuk played with the Oshawa Generals in junior hockey. And trust me, he scored plenty against us. I was in Peterborough. But Belches gets a beautiful goal on the power play to make it 2-0. Canada did a really nice job of generating off the rush. Real nice job of the transition game, moving the puck extremely well. Much better in today's game than they did against the U.S. The U.S., they were missing plays. In this game, they're not missing the plays. They're not, capitalizing necessarily on every opportunity, but they've capitalized twice and given a pretty good 2-0 lead go to the third.
Canada's defensive core has gotten a lot of the shine in this tournament, and with good reason, of course, from their offensive production, as well as how they've, really kept things at zero for quite a, long stretches of these games here. But also has to do with Gavin Bett's performance in that crease for Canada.
He was fantastic in the game against the U.S., even though they did lose in the shootout, but he was even better against Czech in a 5-0 win, and he's been tremendous in this game against Finland. Plays for the Kingston Frontenacs of the OHL, the Toronto native, is doing a fantastic job of staying up high in his crease. Finland's very good at crashing the net, at getting people in front of the net, making sure that there might be a second or third opportunity. Betts has done a great job in this game of making sure those rebounds aren't going to be sitting right in front of him. And excellent job of being able to stay between the pipes. He's not a goaltender that really stretches himself out of position. I love this play. His stick is stuck behind the net. He goes back, picks up his stick, starts the breakout with a little kick save to get the puck off the boards for his teammate, and boom, they're out of the zone. So he hasn't been overly tested. We've seen in this tournament where his teammates have been very good at blocking shots, but in this game against Finland, when he has been tested, and a couple of them been very good opportunities, Gavin Betts has been there to make the stops he's needed.
All right, well, Canada up 2-0, and Gord Miller, he caught up with Daxon Rudolph during the intermission.
Daxon, you never know how a team will respond after losing a heartbreaking semifinal. How do you think your team has done so far?
Yeah, I think we're doing a pretty good job. Obviously, tough one yesterday, but kind of put that behind us once the night passed, and focus on this game today. And I think we're doing good and looking forward to finishing it off.
What memories will you take home from this tournament?
Just awesome playing with these guys across my country. I mean, the best of the best in Canada is something special, and every time you can wear the Leaf, it's an honor. And just coming out here overseas, my first time to Europe, and playing all this amazing talent from overseas is really special as well.
Big year for you. A lot of scouts will be watching you. What do you want to show them?
I think just consistently playing my game. I think that's the biggest thing for me. Trying to build day in, day out, and I think I'll give myself the best chance to kind of get myself on their notebook, and looking forward to continuing to get better every day.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Canada wins gold at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. Tournament that salutes two of the greats in the game. Saw a whole bunch of future greats playing for an extraordinary week in Edmonton and Red Deer. A lot of big names that you'll be hearing about for years to come captured gold here in Edmonton. Now centering pass, which head for Yager scores! A steal by Benson, the goal for Yager, and Canada has a 4-1 lead. Taken by Lindstein, chipped away, and Canada has done it again. A gold medal at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup in a dominant performance.
You win a championship and it stays with you forever. McKenna certainly qualifies as a top player.
That will do it. Canada golden again as they complete the three-peat.
One crack at a Hlinka Gretzky championship.
Takes their one opportunity and runs with it.
We're excited to announce the Hlinka Gretzky Cup returns to Edmonton next year. 2026 will mark the 5th time the tournament will take place in Canada and the 4th time the province of Alberta will welcome this summer U18 tournament. Canada, they have won gold all 4 times that it is hosted, most recently in 2024 when Utah's 4th overall pick, Caleb Dionne, scored the game winner against Czechia. Tickets are going to go on sale in the fall. Exclusive access. Sign up to become a Hockey Canada insider at www.hockeycanada.ca/insider. We'll be back with
Don't forget, there's an accelerator.
I didn't.
Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer worth playing.
Cock-a-doodle, ooh. It's high-fiber Kellogg's cereal. So how high in fiber is it exactly? Very. It says it right there on the box. Kellogg's, nourish your great.
Losing your hair can be frustrating, but now you can do something about it. New Nordic, the #1 supplier of natural health products in Scandinavia, has developed a naturally derived and scientifically proven way to support new hair growth.
Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. The sweet scent of a honeymoon in Fiji. Moisturize with vitamin B3.
You better not be using all the Old Spice.
Ooh, can you get my bag?
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, sweetie. I was just thinking about you.
Well, guess who I just ran into?
Who?
Ryan Reyes.
I remember that boy. You were real sweet on him.
Grandma, no one says that anymore.
Well, what would you say?
I don't know. I'm low-key obsessed.
Like he's a hunk?
More like a snack.
Like you're hungry?
More like thirsty.
Sounds like he's the bee's knees.
Grandma, I love these calls. I literally never know what you're going to say.
We know that the remarkable happens when East meets West. It comes alive in our shared love of sport, in our dedication to craftsmanship, our desire to create. And right here, Sapporo, where Japanese artistry meets Western tradition, you too can discover the remarkable where East meets West.
The biggest stage in all of tennis.
This is the kind of quality of the US Open, everyone. You gotta love this.
Imagine how surreal this feels.
Can you believe it?
Is this real life? I've never seen anything like this.
Literally speechless right now.
The US Open on TSN and TSN Plus.
La Liga is back, and it's all on TSN Plus. Catch every match every week all season long. You can get a 6-month TSN Plus pass for $32.99. Visit tsn.ca/plus. Offer ends September 1st, and terms apply. So it is the medal rounds here at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. We've discussed the bronze medal round with Canada and Finland, and Sweden versus the United States for gold. It's time to get you all caught up on what's going on in that game. DZ and Dave Reed here with you. So a lot of this tournament for the United States has been with that power play, and they have just been shipping goals once again using that advantage.
It's timely power play goals. They got their power play goals. So they got 2 of them against Canada in the semifinal, which really elevated them to get to the shootout. And now it's continued against Sweden as their first couple of 2 goals in the first period in the power play. And this one, a quick up. This is a really nice play, a nice breakout. It starts with Davidson. It fires it across to Zelensky. And then Noah Davidson, as we talked about in the first period, gets in and wins the puck battle. And by winning that puck battle, he allows Nikita Klepov to pick the puck up off the boards. And like we saw Klepov in the shootout in the semifinal, comes in and goes backhand, forehand. In the shootout, he went forehand and he went far side. And that one, he came back and brought it near side. But a really nice play by Davidson. That ability for the U.S. to win the second and third battles for the puck, and that's exactly what Davidson did to keep that play alive in the power play. And Klepov with his excellent hands, and he finally with his first goal of the tournament.
When you've got a game with as many goals in it as this one, might feel a little odd to highlight the goaltending, but it's all about that goal differential as well. Can your goalie keep you in it? And Noling, he's been doing that for the U.S.
It's the timely save. So you need to make the stop when your team needs you the most. And Brady Noling did that against Canada. He did it in the shootout, and he's doing it in this game once again. A little bit of a miscue at the offensive blue line. Brady Noling, the Toronto native, who will be playing with the National Team Development Program in the upcoming season, has been tremendous throughout this tournament. His confidence has just been growing throughout the tournament. We talk about Canada's team and Canada's goaltender with Betts. We talk about Noling with the U.S. You are not going to win this tournament. You are not going to medal in this tournament if your goaltender is not on his game. The U.S. has that. Brady Noling was sensational in the semis, and he is just as good when he's been called upon against Sweden.
It's been a long wait for both the United States as well as Sweden to get a gold in this tournament. Well, one of the 2 teams, they're just 20 minutes away as we have the third period coming up when we return.
It isn't what you spend tonight, it's who you spend it with. Get perks that make everyday life a little richer with the Scotiabank Preferred Package. You're richer than you think.
Zonic, to me, in one word, is I would choose success.
It was about 20 to 25 cigarettes a day.
It's so convenient because you can take it anywhere.
It fits into my smallest purse.
It'll give you what you need.
Take it one day at a time.
Pour moi, Zonic, c'est la liberté.
It feels achievable.
And effective.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is highly addictive, only to be used by adults who are trying to quit smoking.
He became the director of his life, and Exotica, an extraordinary travel crafter, made it happen. Start planning the life you want to see flashing before your eyes at exotica.com.
Most men will develop symptoms of BPH. To reduce these symptoms, try Super Beta Prostate. Finally, less urges to urinate. Super Beta Prostate. Find it at these fine retailers.
What can you get for $1 these days? A piping hot, delicious pizza. That's what. Buy 1 pizza and get the second one for $1. Yeah, pizza. For a limited time. Online only, only at Pizza Hut. Their time has come. It's a moment of World Cup history. For the first time in the history of the World Cup. Come get that. That's what they came for. Come get that. Come get that.
Shots are 21-14 Canada through 2 periods of play. Canada a 2-0 lead on Finland in the bronze medal game at the 2025 Hlinka Gretzky Cup. The Swedes trail the United States 4-3. That's just scored, though, to draw within 1 in the gold medal game. And the teams will start this third period at 5-on-5. As the scouting season begins for the draft class of 2026. 22 of these 25 Canadian players are eligible for the upcoming draft. 3 will wait until 2027. One, Landon Dupont, was born in 09, and 2 others are late 2008 borns. September 15th is the cutoff date. Walrus lifts that back down to the Canadian zone. And we'll see if Canada's prowess at scoring in the third period keeps up. 16 of the 22 goals in the tournament scored in the final period, including 2 against the United States yesterday to tie up that semifinal game. Keaton Verhoff slides that back down, and Belchez couldn't quite reach that. Lawrence, a long shot. He gloves that down. You heard Daxon Rudolph say in our second intermission about wearing the maple leaf and what a pleasure that is for him. He played in the under-18 tournament last spring. We'll have a chance to do so again next year. And it's amazing how many top young players, by the time they get to the World Junior, have already played for Canada in under-17, under-18.
And in the case of this 2008 born group, they got a chance to play in the Youth Olympic Games, right? So, you know, you start at like 15, 16, and you have all this experience representing your country. You know, soccer around the world is so big, and you see how passionate the fans are and how passionate the players are to represent their country. It's the same with hockey in Canada, and Daxon, as well as all the players, talk about that. That's what hockey means to the players and youngsters and fans in the country.
Liam Ruck slides that back, and Rudolph a long shot, and looking back was Gambles, but he has it.
Yes, he had a little bit of uncertainty as that shot came in from Daxton Rudolph. Take a peek.
Daxton Rudolph was the first overall pick in the 2023 Western League draft. The Western League drafts 14-year-olds as opposed to the Ontario League and the Quebec League draft 15-year-olds.
I wonder if they'll change that now with the change in the NCAA rules. There's a lot of it. Sorry, go ahead.
A trip by Laurie Ranton will send Canada the power play here early in the third.
Because a lot of that was to try to get the players more into the system in the Western Hockey League, to get them and to try to convince them at a younger age to come in, so that, you know, the colleges wouldn't come in and recruit on them. I wonder if there's any change in the thinking behind that. I think the hardest scouting on the planet, Gord, is the Bantam draft in the Western Hockey League. I think those guys, you going in and watching 14-year-old kids, and there's so many good players at 14, and I think those scouts are real special. Just as there was a real good battle there with Verhoff and Pipparainen, and again, I'm going to say it, I think they're the 2 best defensemen right now for me in the NHL draft coming up in 2026.
Verhoff up for Zhilkin, moving in. Zhilkin shoots short side. That's kicked away by Gamels, and Zhilkin was taken hard into the inboards. Here's Dupont with it. And Dupont back for Verhoff. In for Dupont. Holds and shoots. That's tipped wide by Belchez. Dupont up for Zhilkin. That pass was broken up by Anthony Urunen and sent back to center ice. Now poked ahead by Dupont. He finds Belchez with it. Zhilkin was leaving the ice, so Ty Lawrence got us up a loose puck, and away comes Lawrence with it. Minute to go on the power play. Lawrence flipped that ahead. It was bounced on goal by Valentini, and the stop is made by Gamels.
You cannot teach hockey sense, and Ty Lawrence's hockey sense spilleth over. He is so smart in every area of the game, so aware, so alert. You know, we were discussing Jari Lehtinen, the great Jari Lehtinen, and how much Ken Hitchcock loved him as any coach. Ty Lawrence has those same types of qualities. Just no matter what you ask him to do, no matter where you put him in the lineup, what situation you put him in, he knows how to take advantage. Not a lot of flash and dash, but massive substance.
Lynn in for Liam Ruck. Down to Preston. Mathis Preston. Loose at the side of the goal. Preston feeds that back to Rudolph. Down to Preston. With Liam Ruck fighting for space in front. The pass bounced away from him. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Ryan Lynn back in the corner to Preston. Feeds that back to Rudolph with a shot. Bounces off the end boards. And Preston with a play at the side of the goal. Couldn't get it past the Finnish netminder. Rudolph feeds it back down to Ruck. And that's Liam Ruck. Mathis Preston leaves it there for Lawrence. And Ty Lawrence spins away. Ty Lawrence moves back in. Final seconds of his power play. Lawrence back to Lynn across to Rudolph with a shot. He ripped that wide. 2 shots for Canada. That power play remains 2-0. 3.5 minutes into this third period. Rasmus Rene bumps it back down to the Canadian zone where Gavin Betts is back to pick it up. Betts plays for Kingston in the Ontario League. Split the year last year between Kingston and Pickering of the Ontario Junior Hockey League. And again, with goaltenders, you want them playing. So Kingston got him into the Ontario Junior A loop to get some playing time.
Really important for the young goaltenders.
Empty pass for Fitzgerald with a quick shot, and Gamels makes the save on that.
You need to play. You need to be in a spot. The London Knights, and yeah, they've been great, and Mark and Dale Hunter do a fantastic job in London. But Easton Cowan played Junior B. Oliver Bonk played Junior B. Sam O'Reilly played Junior B. Jacob Julian played Junior B. Like, they were drafted. They didn't play in 16. They were around the team. They practiced. They had a handful of games. But they weren't ready to come in and help the team, and they weren't ready to come in and do what they do best. You know, they're doing it there in the Ontario Hockey League well. Just because you're 16 and you're a first-round draft pick or a second-round draft pick doesn't mean you're ready. In fact, Gord, I think 75% of the 16-year-olds playing in the CHL shouldn't be there. I don't think they're capable of being there.
Now brought back in. That shot launched wide by Oliver Torkey. By the way, the linesman took a shot off his knee earlier. Just what you need in the middle of August. Start the season with a bad knee. And a pile up behind the net. Fitzgerald was tangled up there with Anthony Urunen. And Betts out to play it. Had to be careful there. We saw his goaltending partner Carter Essler called for illegally playing the puck early in the tournament. J.C. Lemieux wrists it back down to the finish zone. Discarded glove in the way, and now picked back up by Elias Urunen. Flipped back down to the Canadian zone, and Verhoff is back to pick it up. It's going to be an interesting year for Verhoff, a 17-year-old freshman at North Dakota. That's a tall order for anyone, but a defenseman especially. Pretty physically mature. I mentioned he accelerated his high school program to graduate early. Took summer school classes and the like.
It's not just playing, it's also being a student athlete. And there's demands on being a student athlete as well.
Bowie comes in, he got squeezed there by Elias Urunen. Gathered back up by Mikko Vachis. Vachis drops it back, and that long shot by Piparinen kicked away by Betts. Suominen. That shot goes off the stick of Valentini, up and out of play. 2-0 Canada leads here in the third period in Brno, Czechia.
Dinner differently at Tim's with value-packed $8.99 dinner deals. First, pick your main, like a cheesy flatbread pizza, a satisfying supreme stack, or a seriously loaded wrap. Then, add a delicious side and a drink. Combo your way. with so many tasty, freshly prepared options for just $8.99. Now that's a real dinner deal. You're invited to dinner at Tim's from 5 to 11 p.m.
Good whole wheat shreddies. But wait, warm cinnamon, velvety vanilla, cinnamon vanilla flavored shreddies. Same great square, new delicious flavor.
There's the captain, Keaton Verhoff from Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta. Also spent a lot of time in Sherwood Park, Alberta. Both those places just outside Edmonton. Played last year for Victoria in the Western League. At 45 points, 21 goals as a 16-year-old in the Western League.
Played for James Patrick. And how lucky are you as a 16-year-old defenseman to be able to play for James Patrick? I think James is a terrific coach. And when you're a young defenseman, Carson Carles has talked about Jim Playfair in that regard. I mean, that is outstanding. He lived with Jerome McGinley for a year when he was playing at the Rink Academy in Kelowna. You're surrounding yourself with some pretty top-notch individuals and some players that were significant. Hall of Famer Jerome McGinley. James Patrick was a terrific player. Went to North Dakota, so he can give probably a little bit of guidance to Keaton.
I've said it was not that he was unhappy in Victoria and certainly not unhappy with the coaching, just felt he wanted to take another step up the ladder.
That's where it's at now, Gordon, with respect to the players looking at the development path, where it can go for you. They got to make those decisions, and
more choice for players, never a bad thing, is it?
Yeah, I agree.
And not have to make your choice at 15.
Yeah.
Time was one game in the CHL and you were ineligible for college. Verhoff, a shot that goes wide for U.S. college, that is. Here's Lynn back on it. Belchez spins out of the corner. 7 gone here in the third period. Lynn, a long shot blocked in front. Ty Lawrence with it, spins and shoots. That dribbles back down. And Oscar Hemming pulls that free for Finland. Olli Valrus looked ahead for Hemming. That pass broken up and brought back by Belchez. In was Zhilkin. That pass misfired. And Valrus back with it.
Right up into the early 80s, you could play junior hockey and go to college. Kelly McCrimmon played for the Brandon Wheat Kings and then went to the University of Michigan. And it was early 80s when they changed that rule.
He centered that. It's broken up by Preston and Mathis Preston. Looks ahead for Landon DuPont, who had jumped up.
Ron Scott won a Memorial Cup with the Cornwall Royals before going to the NCAA.
Now a steal by Liam Ruck. Drops that back to Preston with a shot, and that was blocked by Lauri Rantanen. Preston back on it. Spins that back down to Liam Ruck. Preston looks back for Rudolph. That's blocked. And Preston back with it. Ruck fighting for space in front. Preston pivots back. And DiOrio back with it. Backhanded to the line. Daxton Rudolph knocks that down and finds Liam Ruck. Down in the midst of a change. And it's played back in deep. Lauri Rantanen. He's a late birthday as well. Eligible for the 2027 draft. Turned over to DuPont. Walks it in, shoots, and a blocker save made by Gamels. DiOrio back on it. Alessandro DiOrio slides that back to Preston. And now a penalty coming to Canada here. A cross check with 11:11 to go in the third period. And Mathis Preston will go off.
There was a lot of screaming from the Finland bench.
Happened right in front of him. So
There's the play. He's tried to make a move and comes around again. And there's the penalty call. In case the referee didn't see it, he heard the complaints. Here's the play by Landon DuPont. He's a go blocker, but Gamble's in great position.
Landon DuPont is 16. His birthday's in May. He will be 17 until May of next year.
He played his entire season last year with Everett as a 15-year-old.
Granted exceptional player status to play as a 15-year-old.
And Connor Bedard was very similar. Now, his 15-year season was short because of COVID, and they went to a bubble in Regina. But Connor McDavid was a January birthday, so he had half a year.
There's the long drive taken by Vanatalo on the Finnish power play. We mentioned earlier that Canada was perfect on the power play until yesterday against the United States when the U.S. scored twice to win that semifinal. The third period underway, by the way, in the gold medal game in Trenton. The United States still a 4-3 lead in the Swedes. And here's Verhoff off the boards and back down the ice to kill some more time on this Finnish power play. Oscar Hemming. Stymied there on the poke check by Liam Ruck. Now Vanatalo brings it back in. Shoots him a sharp angle. Betts makes the stop and hangs on to that. And now some activity after the whistle. Once again, that was Oliver Savanto into it. It was Savanto who hit J.C. Lemieux in the first meeting that knocked Lemieux out of that game.
He's a hard player, Savanto. He's in the mix. He's aggressive. He's edgy. Weighs in literally on you. It was interesting listening to Blake Zielinski of the U.S., the captain, yesterday after post-game, and he was asked about playing Canada. He says you never have to get up to play Canada. No, nobody. If you have to get up to play Canada, and to beat Canada is always a thrill. The U.S. trying to complete over the gold medal in Trenton versus Sweden. Goes back to what you were talking about, Dax and Rudolph, you know, how proud he is to wear the maple leaf. And no matter who Canada plays, you're going to get the best effort from your opponent.
Kallio moves in. Rudolph plays it back around to Arco. But in single elimination tournaments, lots can happen. Even the best NHL teams, even the most dominant NHL teams, lose playoff games. Here's Kallio with it. Looks back in front. That pass deflected away from the intended target, Luka Arco. Arco back with it. 20 seconds to go in the Finnish power play. 9.5 to go in the third period. Picked up by Lehtinen. Played back across on a hard shot taken there by Olalori. And a good stop by Betts. Still loose in front. Betts is down. And he grabs the loose puck, but that was a rocket from Samu Olalori.
And Pippa Ryan put it right on a tee for him. That outstanding goaltending by Betts. And you watch how Betts gets himself set up. Here's Pippa Ryan, give it a little look there and then slides it over. But you can see where Betts is reading the play, moves right into good position and makes that save. My good friend Tim Bernhardt, I learned so much about goaltending from him. Talked about read, react, move, and position. If you do those things in that order, you have a chance to be really strong goaltending. And the read is so key, and Gavin Betts just showed an example of that.
Preston back on the ice. 3 shots for the Finns in that power play. Remains 2-0 Canada with 9 to go in the third period. Butchus moves in and shoots. That's knocked away. A long shot by Suominen. Deflected away. He's staying for the better presentation. A loose puck in front, and Gamos has that knocked away. We're staying for the medals. And now Gamos hangs on to that, and in the corner, Beckham Edwards is shaken up. 8:33 to go in the third period. The bronze medal game at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup.
Esso has always fueled Canada's passion for hockey. In 1936, we sponsored the first NHL radio broadcast, and the 3 stars of the game were invented based on the 3 stars in our logo. By 1952, Esso's sponsorship expanded to TV. Today, as the official fuel of the NHL, Esso proudly supports all 7 Canadian teams. Esso, dedicated to Canada's game for over 80 years.
Nice hand towel, huh?
What do you need hand towel for? Can you use a big towel for your hands? What's next? Foot towel? Turkish. For $8? You're getting this towel.
Deal so good, everyone approves. HomeSense.
Do you need financing for your business? Get up to $800,000 in less than 24 hours from Merchant Growth. Apply online today and get your no-obligation quote. Trusted by over 10,000 businesses, Merchant Growth is Canada's leader for convenient business financing. Apply now at merchantgrowth.ca.
There was a melee at the end of that sequence. Bowie got into it with Vatchus. They both received minor penalties. Oh, hang on. There might be an extra minor. There is an extra minor to Canada. So Mathis Preston's going to serve the extra penalty to Pierce Bowie. So the Finns are going back to the power play here with 8:33 to go. And there are the bronze medals for the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. This tournament's been played since 1991 in various formats and names. The Phoenix Cup, the Pacific Cup, the Copa Mexico, the Junior World Cup, the Memory of Ivan Hlinka tournament, and since 2018, the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. It's been alternating for the last 8 years between Canada and Czechia/Slovakia, which share the hosting duties when it's over here. It's a favorite of the scouting community for a bunch of reasons. You can stay in Bratislava, which is about an hour and 45 minutes from here, or you can stay in Vienna, which is 2. Walrus with it, drops it back. Hemming works in. Hemming with a shot that pinballs around in front, and Ty Lawrence knocks that down.
Whistles because the net was off. They let the play continue until
played advantage until.
Yep.
So they'll fix that up. 8:08 to go in the period and 1:35 to go in the Finnish power play. Been good crowds here in Brno this week for games not involving the host team. Great crowds when the Czechs were playing. They won the 5th place game against Slovakia yesterday.
It's been well supported. They, you know, they put a lot of effort, Slovakia and Czechia, into building the tournament and doing it the right way. And nothing successful happens overnight, but the efforts have been tremendous.
Bonatello shoots, and that rebound dribbles just wide. Bonatello back on it. Tangles there with Lind. Verhoff rings it around the boards. Hemming knocks it down. Savanto throws that towards the goal. Bonatello fires. That's knocked away by Betts and wide. Hemming back with it. Minute to go in the Finnish power play. Here's Hemming. Back to Latikainen. Shoots. Betts the save, and he corrals the rebound with Savanto digging for the loose puck.
That's a really good play by Gavin Betts. Again, he gets off the goal line. He gets right to the top of the blue. So when the puck gets deflected, it's not going to play him. He can take advantage. There's that close chance by Finland there. But on the last one, as this comes through, trying to get a little deflection there, you can see where Betts is out. And if he stays back, that deflection has more room to find the back of the net. And goaltenders have to get into that top part of the crease to close it down, and Betts did an excellent job.
Laurie plays that back. So last year in the NHL draft, 5 of the top 6 picks, 7 of the top 10 were Canadian. Over or under this year? Other than great move, moves in, but it's poke checked away by Chartrand.
I think it's another strong year for Canada in the top 10.
7?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I'd like that. I don't think that's out of the question.
And most people think the top 2 will be Canadian. McKenna and Verhoff. Yeah. Battle for the puck in the corner, killing time on this Finnish power play. That poor puck taking a beating down there. 2 shots for the Finns in that power play as Preston steps back on after serving Bowie's penalty. And it skips by Piperinen and back down the ice. And look at Preston going after Piperinen and winning that race.
Piperinen makes it look easy, doesn't he? He just kind of gives it a lead. Preston can't get there. The puck's going up the other way. He's a tremendous player. Gord, I think he's top 3 in the draft. I don't know where you find right shot defensemen that can control the game like that. Preston's in the mix. Belchez is in the mix. Ryan Lynn's in the mix. Carls is in the mix. There's no question about it. You know, Caleb Desnoyers went 4th overall last year to Utah. They moved up in the draft. And Ty Lawrence has a lot of those same qualities.
Caleb Desnoyers is injured. Going to miss upwards of 3 months.
You talk about somebody that played through 2 bad wrists, and you know he'd been doing it for half the season, if not longer. It was talk about somebody that's just a tremendous leader and plays the game. And Ty Lawrence plays that style of game.
Walrus plays that back across. Here's Verhoff with it. Back down to the finish end. And we got too many men being called here on the Finns. 4:56 to go in the 3rd period. Canada going back to the power play.
Join the fans of Canada's game across the country and around the world and be a Hockey Canada insider. Receive news and features about Team Canada, events, promotions, and much more. Sign up at hockeycanada.ca/insider.
And our minds were meant to sail. Take a rest from our thoughts, take a break from this world, and we'll be miles away from the places that used to be.
If you're struggling to speak a new language, you should try Babbel, a learning platform designed by over 200 language experts. It's like having your own personal language coach. And with the right practice and coaching, you could start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Babbel, it starts here.
Your liver impacts your metabolism, digestion, immunity, detoxification, and so much more.
So what are you doing to help support your liver? Millions trust Active Liver. With high-quality ingredients like milk thistle and turmeric extracts, New Nordic's Active Liver helps protect your liver every day.
On Sweden in the gold medal game, the U.S. thought they'd scored a 5th goal, but it was denied on video review. Zhilkin back to Verhoff for Dima Zhilkin. Moves it and shoots. That's kicked out by Gamels. Illis Urnen back to DuPont. In for Valentini. That puck bounced away from him. Verhoff up for Zhilkin. Urnen. That's Illis Urnen. Back down the ice and finds his twin brother Anthony on the penalty kill with a minute to go in the Canadian power play. And Anthony Urnen falls, and that gives Valentini a chance to move up the ice. Valentini drops it off to Belchez. Sends it back in front. That pass misfired. Trying to find DuPont, who'd fallen. And now rattled back around the boards by Suominen and back down the ice. Now brought in by Ty Lawrence. Got a stick disrupted by Illis Urnen. Lawrence spins back along the boards as time winds down this power play. Ty Lawrence moves it back down. A centering pass by Liam Ruck is tapped wide by Valentini. DuPont steps up. Banks it back around for Liam Ruck. Savanto leaves it back. The teams are back to even strength inside. 3 to go in the 3rd period. We'll stay for the post-game presentation of the players of the game and the bronze medals. Canada a 2-0 lead with 2:43 to go here in the 3rd. Kallio plays it back ahead. It deflects back down to the Canadian zone. There's no icing. Rudolph back around for Liam Ruck. Suominen plays it back, and the Finns now pull their goaltender for the extra skater. That's Oliver Torkey. Puck is stolen by Diorio. Daxon Rudolph moves in and shoots. He missed the open net wide. Here's Mathis Preston back on it. Rudolph gets a second chance, shoots, and scores. And Daxon Rudolph has his second goal of this under-18 tournament. And Canada's got a 3-0 lead.
Diorio sets Daxon Rudolph coming through the neutral zone, and Daxon smiling now, misses the first one, but you get a second opportunity and makes no mistake. Slides it perfectly into the cage. Nice pass by Mathis Preston.
So Canada 3-0 lead. As Diorio feeds that ahead and finds Callum Croskery. He drew to the lineup today for the first time. Chartrand lifts that wide of the goal. Edwards back on it. And here is Chartrand with it. Diorio going to bank that back ahead. Here's Hemming back with it. And the bulk of these 08-born players, or the bulk of Canada's junior team in 2020, it will be these 08 players who will play in the World Junior in Finland. Next year it's in St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and back in Canada, followed by Finland in 2028. Inside a minute to go in the third period. And Canada's bounced back from a heartbreaking shootout loss to the U.S. in the semifinal yesterday. A 3-0 lead here.
Played very well here in this game.
Bouncing puck goes back down to Betts, who leaves it there for Verhoff. He'll be one of the most watched players in all of draft-eligible hockey this year.
One of the great rivalries in college hockey was Minnesota and North Dakota, now in different conferences. But they're going to renew the rivalry for 2 games in just about 2 months. I imagine there'll be a lot of scouts at that one.
Back up to center ice, and another shutout for Gavin Betts. That's 2 in this tournament, as Canada wins it by a final score of 3-0 and takes the bronze medal at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup, and that is medals in 7 straight appearances for Canada in the tournament.
In international hockey, 2 teams have a chance to win on the final day. Obviously, in the bronze medal game means you lost. You're not playing for gold, but the choice is simple. Find a way to be one of the 2 winning teams, and Canada did exactly that. And a real strong bounce-back effort, as you pointed out.
Finns will be 4th after being 7th last year. Always best to win your last game. And these players will see each other many times again down the road. You get the player of the game presentations, and then the bronze medals and the 3rd place trophy to Team Canada.
And I think that's a really important thing, is you're going to be facing these players again and again and again in international competition. Some of the players that weren't dressed out on the ice and received very well by their teammates.
And the Canadian families who made the trip over.
Jason Schabel was the 3rd goaltender. He didn't get a chance to be in uniform, but come over to Europe. 3rd goaltender is very important. Carson Karls, who got hurt in the semifinal game, which allowed Callum Croskery to get into the lineup for this bronze medal game. And Thomas Rousseau was the extra forward in this one. These are good experiences for the young players. You get to test yourself. And, you know, it's one thing to test yourself when you're 16, U17, Youth Olympic Games in the case of these players, but time moves forward and players mature and the challenges only magnify. Real good evaluation, not just for the scouts, but for the individual players as well.
We got a backdrop to put up. Finally got that done. That's a round of applause from the fans. Now we're going to have the post-game ceremony, which will include Lipena Hlinkova, the widow of Ivan Hlinka.
There was a time, Gord, when, you know, when I go back to the '98 Olympics and, you know, that bronze medal game that Canada had where they just, you know, didn't play very well, and the regrets that they had after it were significant. And I think that that has changed significantly. You got a chance to play for a medal. It's important. It's important to try to win. And I think that attitude that gold or nothing, yeah, that's your objective going in. But if you got to play in a bronze medal game, dig in and be serious about it.
That gold or nothing statement is actually deeply disrespectful to other countries, and it feeds into a narrative that, you know, you saw yesterday when you talked about the American players talking about how much you want to beat Canada.
Well, Finland's the reigning Olympic champions. The NHL players were not there in 2022, but in the men's category, they're the reigning champions. I mean, you look at how many medals they won over the course of time at the Olympics. Yeah, they'd like to win gold, but they're proud of their achievements.
Verhoff getting some last-minute instructions on receiving the trophy.
That was from Jared Power. And Jared Power, manager, hockey operator. He's been tremendous here with us and for the players and parents.
Piparinen was the player of the game for the Finns and probably their player of the tournament. Played in the under-18s as a 16-year-old last year. Just turned 17 this week.
He's terrific.
Gavin Betts posts a shutout. His second of the tournament and is Canada's player of the game.
Matthew Turcotte told me before the game that Gavin was going to start, and I didn't say anything to match it, but I'm thinking about that's really good. You lose a shootout game, a little sting. Give him a chance to bounce back and find a way, and Gavin Betts did exactly that with the shutout here. He was very, very solid, to say the least.
Two guys and two teams who'd rather be playing in the gold medal game down the road in Trenton and probably thought they were on their way there. Keaton Verhoff will lead the line to receive the bronze medals.
You know, the tournament is called the Hlinka Gretzky Cup, but Ivan Hlinka was a massive figure in this country of Czechia.
As a player and a coach.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you think about the '98 Olympic gold medal. Think about him breaking into the NHL as a coach with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He was a tremendous player. And, you know, these players may not know the history of Ivan Hlinka, but to have his widow putting medals around their necks, it's pretty special. This is one of the things I love now in international hockey. After you get your medals, you go and shake the hand of your opponent. Respect. Again, 26 of these players played in a bronze medal game at the Youth Olympic Games in January of 2024 in South Korea.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we invite to present, if you are able to do so, for the national anthem of the team Canada. Dámy a pánové, na počest vítěze zazní státní hymna Kanady.
It's bronze for Canada at the 2025 Hlinka Gretzky Cup as they defeat Finland 3-0. And we'll wrap up Canada's tournament when we return.
The 2025 Hlinka Gretzky Cup on TSN is presented by TELUS, now offering pure fiber internet across Canada. By Esso. From the Esso Medals program to representing Team Canada, Esso is dedicated to Canada's game. And by Tim Hortons. Try the new iced lattes, now whipped for a smoother taste.
This summer, adventure starts at zero with the Jeep 0% sales event. Right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee, the SUV that takes zero shortcuts on design and performance. Or lock in 0% financing for 72 months plus $2,000 in bonus cash on the 2025 Jeep Compass, bringing zero limits to where you can go next. It's the Jeep 0% sales event. Offers end September 2nd, giving you zero reasons to wait.
It's time to talk about my most favorite thing to do in the bedroom. Sleep.
Put bad sleep to bed with 20% off almost everything at the Get Serious About Sleep event, only at Sleep Country.
Your sleep will thank me.
Imagine you could get help for your stiff, achy joints without products that just hide the symptoms. Instaflex Advanced. It relieves joint pain and stiffness caused by osteoarthritis with key ingredients backed by 5 clinical studies. You'll have better knees in 1 week. Instaflex Advanced. Get it today.
Hey, Mom, are you with Dad? Because I've got a leak.
The O-ring is shot, honey. Just replace it and you'll be good to go.
Since when do you know about plumbing?
Mom knows a lot of things.
Thanks, Mom.
Anyway, Sunday for dinner?
Love you. Bye.
Love ya.